Hi there. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Lucy and I'm co-founder and head of client services for Uptake AI. So let's talk about something that's changing the way organizations operate. And of course, that's AI. And by that, I mean real world AI applications and tools that are transforming businesses right now. I know that AI can feel very overwhelming, and you're probably wondering, where do I even start? Or perhaps thinking, I really hope this doesn't become a costly experiment that just fizzles out. And you're very much not alone. AI adoption is a journey, and like any other journey, it really does help to have a roadmap. And so that's where this playbook comes in. It's very much been designed to guide you through the process step by step. Whether you're just testing the waters or ready to dive headfirst, we'll cover everything from overcoming challenges to setting up your team for success. And by the end, you'll have a clear path to make AI work in your organization. Here's the best part. You really don't need to be a tech wizard. This isn't about coding or algorithms. It's very much about strategy, leadership, building a culture where AI can thrive. So let's dive in. So, who is this playbook for? It's for business leaders who are curious about AI, but maybe feel a little bit stuck. Maybe you've heard the buzzwords and seen all of the headlines, but you're not quite sure how to apply AI to your specific needs. Or maybe you've even dabbled in AI projects, but they haven't quite delivered the impact you were hoping for. It's also for teams that want to move from more reactive work to proactive and innovative work instead of playing catch up with competitors. So this playbook aims to position AI as a strategic advantage for you. So whether you're a small business or leading a global enterprise, the principles really do scale to fit your needs. Also, you don't need to be starting from scratch. So even if your organization already has some AI tools in place, perhaps you've already piloted some without success, this playbook can help you reset the scene and make the most of them, ultimately turning perhaps a fragmented project into a cohesive strategy. So if any of that resonates with you, this playbook is certainly something to continue exploring. Please do continue to stay with me through the video, and I'll be breaking it down to explore how we can make AI a game changer for your organization or team. So let's talk about something we've all felt when it comes to AI, and that's a big fat overwhelm. AI is absolutely everywhere, and it feels like there's a new tool or model that's coming out every day. So it's absolutely no wonder when it comes to integrating AI into our businesses that it can feel like we're staring at this massive mountain with no clear path up. But I want you to know you're not alone. Most organizations face a few big roadblocks when it comes to adopting AI. And here's 4 key reasons why. So first up, leadership. A lot of leaders feel like they need to become overnight tech experts just to have a meaningful conversation about AI, and you really don't. You just need enough understanding to guide the ship. But that gap between knowing what AI actually is and how to use it, that's the part that's creating hesitation and it's holding businesses back. Then there's the human side culture. Change is scary. And if you've got teams worried that AI is here to replace them, they feel that they're not very technically savvy, you're going to hit resistance. So people need to understand and they need to see AI as a teammate, not a threat. And it's how to show them that AI can take on the boring, the repetitive stuff so that they can focus on what they're really good at, bring joy back to work. Number 3, we've got data. Now, most companies are sitting on mountains of data, but I think it's fair to say often scattered across different silos, locations, spreadsheets, all in different formats. Don't know if that resonates with you at all, but AI is only as good as the data that you feed it. So if your data's messy, your AI is going to struggle to perform. And finally, the elephant in the room is ethics. AI, of course, has huge power, but with great power comes potential risk. And people are rightly concerned about bias in algorithms, how their data is going to be used, and who can see what. And if we don't address these head on with clear ethical frameworks and guidelines, trust can go out the window. So those are the 4 challenges, but they are all solvable. The first step is recognizing them, and you've already done that by watching this. So good on you. We're going to tackle each of these together, running through the 7 pillars of AI readiness up next. Let's think about AI adoption like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof. You need a solid foundation first, and that's where our 7 pillars of AI readiness come in. Think of these tools as the blueprint for getting your organisation AI ready. Each of these pillars works together to make sure your AI efforts aren't just a flash in the pan, but something that is sustainable and impactful. So let's take a look. First up, we have commitment. AI adoption starts at the top. Your leadership team needs to set the tone, and not just by saying we're doing AI, but showing how it aligns with your long-term business goals. It's like saying, hey, this is the path forward. This is how we're going to do it and why. And it's important to consider the communication of that and kind of publish a clear AI strategy or resources that people can dive into. Leadership has got to lead from the front and all be on the same page. That's also really important, the alignment. Next up, communication. By this, I don't just mean sending out a generic email. I mean talking about the real kind of transparent reasons for why. Explain what AI will and won't do and the plans within the business so that you can address the, oh gosh, is AI here to take my job fears, head on. People need to see AI as an ally and not the enemy. And I also truly believe that they need to be incorporated into the journey. Number 3, culture. We very much know AI adoption isn't just about the tech. It's so much more about the people, the mindset, the potential resistance, and culture. People need to feel safe, to learn, to fail, to adapt. You really need to create an environment where curiosity is celebrated and not punished. And we very much like to encourage a little compassion with this, because that always goes a very long way. Number 4, capability. This is about making sure your team has the right skills and tools that they need. Think about upskilling, but make it practical and make it ongoing. AI isn't a set it and forget kind of deal. It's not like Excel training when you've done it once. Your team needs to feel confident using it. And that starts with training that's tailored to their roles and creating an ongoing learning mindset to allow for that learning as the tools evolve, as they do so rapidly. Change management. We know change is hard, but it's also manageable if you've got a plan. And this is where change management really does come in. If you think of it like being a guide on a team hike, you're managing resistance, you're setting the pace, and you're making sure no one gets left behind. The structured support is really key here. Number 6, we have compliance. AI brings amazing opportunities, but of course it also does bring risk like biases or privacy issues. And so a responsible AI framework or guideline really is non-negotiable. This isn't just about following the laws. It's about building trust with your customers, your team, your stakeholders. But I want to recommend that we make it more like the pedals of a racing car. It's not there to stop innovation, it's there to help guide and steer. Finally, calibration. Think of this as ongoing maintenance. AI isn't static. You need to test it, you need to tweak, you need to optimize as the technology evolves. So it's like tuning up that racing car. You want it running smoothly, you want it efficient and safe at all times. So those are the 7 pillars: commitment, communication, culture, capability, change management, compliance, and calibration. Together, they create a roadmap for success. And without them, your AI adoption could tumble down like a house without solid foundations. But with them, you're building something that is set to last. So now that we've laid the foundation, let's get practical. Up next, I'm going to show you how we turn these pillars into action. So we've talked about the challenges, we've laid out the 7 pillars. Now it's time to get to the real nitty-gritty. How do you actually make this all happen? So think of this as your action plan to turn ideas into results. Phase 1, first things first, has to be preparation. In the same way you wouldn't start cooking without checking if you have all the ingredients, it's exactly the same here. So let's get your organisation ready. Step 1, let's assess your AI readiness. Let's look at where we currently stand, who's using what tools, how are they using? What are they using for? Are the teams or the organisation a pace setter with clear strategies in place, or maybe a follower still piecing it all together? Tools like the Cisco AI Readiness Index can be really useful to help you benchmark a starting point. Step 2, align your AI with the organisation's purpose. Ask yourself, how does AI help us achieve what matters most to our organisation? Is it better customer experiences, maybe freeing up your team so they can focus on more creative problem solving, for example? Step 3, upskill your team. You don't need an army of coders. What you really do need is a team that understands AI enough to use it. Start with foundational training for everybody, and then recommend to perhaps go deeper with key roles. So now that you're prepped, it's go time. And here's a little bit of advice. It's so much better to start small and grow from there. So we recommend starting with pilot projects. Pick a few areas where AI can make a quick impact. Maybe it's automating repetitive processes or enhancing customer support with a chatbot. Prove the concept and then scale. Build cross-functional teams. AI doesn't live in a vacuum. It's best to have collaboration across departments. Include IT, include HR, marketing. These teams will be your AI champions, breaking down the silos and ensuring smooth implementation. And communicate the early wins. Celebrate successes, even the small ones. Nothing builds momentum like showing your team when something works, and it can really help them. It also hugely helps to build trust and excitement across the team. And in the words of Jim Collins, here's where you go from good to great. The key, keep the momentum going. It's really important to iterate and optimize. AI isn't a one and a done thing. Keep testing, keep refining. What worked last year might need a tweak this year. It's really important to keep that communication to support the iterations, and then share that best practice across the teams. Build a community of continuous learning. AI evolves so fast, your team needs to evolve too. So build a culture of lifelong learning, hold regular workshops or online courses. Some clients run lunch and learns, for example, and give people the resources to support them in this area. And then measure and share the impact. What's working, what's not working. Use the data to measure ROI and share the results widely so you keep everybody on board. By taking these steps, you're not only just adopting AI, you're building a system that grows with your organization. And I really hope that taking you through this playbook, it has shown you how it really is manageable when you break it all down. So there we have it. AI isn't just the future, it's very much the present. And organizations that act now will be the ones that lead tomorrow. If you want more hands-on help, please do schedule a conversation with our team. We're here to guide you through this really exciting journey. AI has the power to transform not just your business, but how your people work and how they grow. The question isn't if, but how soon are you going to start? We'd be delighted to help. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye for now.